people? Welcome back to another episode of Sweet Millionaire Formula, the podcast where we mix money goals with Hollywood drama and drop gems like it's hot. I'm your host, Courtney, and today we have 3 topics for you. Spill the wealth, stack your paper, and millionaire moves. So grab that drink or your pen, because guess what? We're about to get into it. Today's episode is all about credit. Credit is how you get your business credit. Credit is how you maintain status and elevate yourself as an American citizen. And credit is how you release yourself into the world and become an international entity that is able to acquire a legacy that is international while maintaining your name and spreading a legacy and building generational wealth. Let's get into it. Today's episode, again, is all about credit. What I've learned is that credit is a silent partner in every millionaire story. And here at Sweet Millionaire Formula, the formula is to be able to take yourself from in my case, I lived in poverty and I was able to take myself because I got the financial literacy and I was able to use the credit rule, which is maintaining a 30% leverage. I had a self-credit builder card for 2 years. It was like a $250 or $500 deposit that I was going to make. And over the 2 years, I made $25 payments every single month. And I had to use less than 30%. So if my credit was $200, I had to use like $50. And I have to pay that back on top of paying the $20 to $5 of the monthly fee. And so that took my credit from like a 520 to like a 580. By the end of that. So that self-credit builder was perfect for me. I would say start where you are. Most people overlook what their financial potential could be because they're overwhelmed with having to unravel the knot of, dang, how am I going to pay this credit card off? Should I pay this one off? How am I going to get a new credit card? But the whole picture is you're trying to take yourself from being a working class citizen to being a global entity. And in order to take yourself into being a global entity, you have to start with the inside out. You can't start with the outside in. And I believe that living below your means is, of course, necessary, but financial literacy and financial smarts is the way to go. I feel like if you're going to be using a Sweet Millionaire formula, this is how you should structure your mindset when it comes to building a credit report that is clean, that is progressive, and that is able to attain you $50,000 from Navy Federal, $50,000 from Apple Credit, $50,000. And these $50,000 are supposed to be, you're supposed to use less than 30%, but you're supposed to take the money and invest it into inventory, equipment, property, a program, knowledge, a class, a course, whatever you deem it may be. We're not worried about reporting taxes when you're starting a business. What you're worried about right now, because your business hasn't created any money, so you don't have to worry about this. You want to, yes, document and have a QuickBooks. I'm not saying skip the steps when you start your LLC. One thing I'm thorough about is the steps, but creating your LLC, getting the website name, getting the phone number, getting the postal ID, all that stuff matters. Having a website, that sets your business up, because if you don't have the foundation of your business set up, then you're not going to be able to go to the next steps and things like this. But this is a juggling, balancing act that you have to be intentional about. And I feel like because I was intentional early 4 or 5 years ago, when I was staying in the hood and I was living and working paycheck to paycheck, no, penny to paycheck, like before I had financial sense, like during the pandemic, I really watched a couple of people that really stood out to me. And one is Ellie Talks Money, if y'all look her up on Instagram. But she has taken her brand international, and it's something that really intrigues me, because it's like to have a quality of life and better living in the continent of Africa, and to be able to thrive and open up businesses is something that really inspires me to continue this podcast. But the more that I continue this podcast, I'm telling you right now, the more stuff that I keep finding out. I'm giving y'all in spoon-fed versions, but we're going to dive into it more once we release the website and we release the the content and everything like that. We're going to continue to elevate the brand, of course. But in the meantime, I'm going to kick in this knowledge because this should inspire you. This should make you have a mindset of like, dang, I could be global. And it only starts with you just having a plan to have a business that takes you from just being a working class American to a entity that is now international, having plugs and access to associations, networks, and having you really monopolize the ability to be free and thriving. Does that make sense? And so for the evolution of your credit to work, you do have to start with the basics. You do have to start with a chime card. You do have to start with a self credit builder. If you're already past that and you already have credit cards, I would suggest you use your income tax to pay down the credit cards. Get them under 30. Get them under the 60% usage. Get them under 30% usage. If it takes 2-3 years, just go ahead and do that because in the long run, you want to be able to have your credit and have your name so that you can build your business portfolio out. Whereas you can, like I said, those steps of creating a business, but then you have like after you create a business or your LLC, the next step is going to be your C corp. The C corp is what gets you access to everything. The C corp is what holds your shares and what holds your parent company. So if I'm having an LLC, this is how I'm starting a business off. Then I want to incorporate into a C corp because a C corp allows me to expand the business. I can ask for $100 million. I can ask $10 million. I can ask how much I want because I have shares in the company. If I keep 75% and I'm giving 15% shares away at this price, this price, that allows me to go out and build Sweet Millionaire Formula to other podcasts, other shows, and really take the business off the ground. Once I really understood that the value of having a business is in C corps because your C corp is how you build revenue, gain equity, and give out shares into your company. That's when it really started to click to me that it's not just about having an LLC. And so many people make having an LLC the top goal. And in reality, that's only the front door. You have a whole house of business to go and collect on. And my encourage and my always going to be my motivation is that there is a top that's past the top. And you can, like, when I think about how I want my businesses to be, I want to be able to monopolize and have 4 streams of income from my computer because that allows me to not only have a career and be remote while I'm working, but it also allows me to take my brand, my students, and my business internationally, and we're able to perform and thrive on different continents. I'm excited and super motivated. I'm giving y'all step by step what it is when it comes to your credit, your foundation, your legacy, your IPs, and securing a parent company like a C corp, a holdings company that holds your LLC, your brand, your IP, your logo, your trademark. All that stuff is in your C corp. Once that stuff is in your C corp and your business is doing $100,000 a year, whatever you deem is, I would say you have to be in business for at least 5 years going transitioning from an LLC to a C corp. You don't just go to a C corp. You have to vet and bring in some taxes for 2 or 3 years with your LLC, and then once you've shown yourself credit worthy, then you're able to turn your LLC into a C corp, which holds your IPs, which holds your parent. This is a parent company at that point. It holds all your LLCs under that company. So if you're deciding to have a art class and then you want to sell art and then you want to digitize and then you want to open up an art center, it's like all of these branches can be under your C corp, which you can ask for shares from other people to invest into your company, to grow your company. It's no loss to be taken because it's in a C corp. It's not on you, right? And so C corp opens up the gates for your business to get all of the financial backing, and it's not like you have to pay yourself a salary. You can have shares in your company as well. And I think that it's super. Uh, it's like what? there is no limit. There is no ceiling. You have to be able to be hungry. You have to focus. You have to be intentional. And one thing about Secret Millionaire Formula is I'm giving you guys the game. I'm giving you the formula. I'm laying it out in such a way that there is no time to shy away from international breakthrough and using your financial wealth and literacy as a tool to and change your life forever and your legacy to build generational wealth. We skipped right past, but that was kind of like stack your paper. But this week on Spill Your Wealth, we have a special guest and one who I have watched. Well, I didn't know because for a long time I had watched Shea Moisture's story on like different like networks like BET and things like that. I didn't know. I thought, well, Richie Lou Dennis is the founder of Shea Moisture. He built the business from a family owned business into a $1 billion legacy by focusing on empowerment. He sold the company and he launched a fund to help other black entrepreneurs rise. And so he has a parent company called Sundial. Under Sundial, he has the Madam CJ Walker brand. He has Shea Moisture, and he also has one more brand. But he has a parent company, Sundial, and he has entities under the brand LLC. And the board and CEO of Sundial is now Cara Sabin. She's the CEO of Sundial, and I did a lot of research on her, and I'm just excited to just kind of go over her background. She went to Duke University. She is the CEO of Sundial, which includes Shea Moisture, Nubian Heritage, and Madam CJ Walker. Nayoko and Sabin has worked in every beauty category but has never gotten bored. She said that it's so dynamic. She said it's competitive, quite frankly, but it mixes science with strategy, analytics with creativity. There's no industry that combines so many multidisciplinary actions that come together to produce a tangible product with functional and emotional benefits, and consumer psychology and behavior is infinitely fascinating. Cara is one of few black CEOs in the beauty industry, and when she had a talk with The Cut, her article, they asked her what continues to interest you about beauty, and she stated, as its most fundamental at its most fundamental level, there is commonality among customers. In the perpetual search for hope in a jar, that hope is not about how to look younger, but how to find that little spark of uplift, optimism, and indulgence. It's universal. Yet every woman is different. Her needs are different. So it's about dialing into a universal truth and desire for individualism and personalization that customers are craving and desiring now. The tension is very exciting. Um, what inspired me to dig into her background was her understanding of the Shea Moisture brand. And historically, Shea Moisture is a very humble brand. It doesn't talk about the great things that it does. It's not performative, but they try to be better at talking about the things that they do. And one of the things that they did do was they kept the company's origin of Shea Moisture in its products. It's a woman-led cooperative, and they have sources in Ghana where they travel back and forth to make sure that the product is remaining pure, even though it's thousands away. With every bottle of Shea Moisture, they want to make sure that they empower the company through incredible acts of community. One thing that Cara has been able to do, and one thing that I really want to highlight in her career that um, stands out to me more than anything, and I think y'all will know what I'm saying once I play it, but um, she transformed Capital One, Capital One's, she transformed Capital One's banking with the legendary um, What's in Your Wallet. What's in your oh, what's in your wallet? She created the first campaign for Capital One that launched the slogan, "What's in your wallet?" And here we are, nearly 15 years later, still watching commercials that are amplified and poured millions of dollars into for Samuel L. Jackson to say, "What's in your wallet?" How legendary can she be in this industry? And her name holds weight because she sets herself apart. Um, I feel like her career is evidence that you can go from college and you can open up doors and become a CEO, and partner at L'Oreal. You can work your way up to becoming the CEO of Sundial Brands, which is a black owned brand that is $1 billion company. Card has not shied away from the dedication and work while looking exceptionally well. And I feel like her ability to take and captivate our need as an audience, for me, Shea Moisture is my go to product. It's the product that I trust for body wash, for deodorant. Their products are natural. And then I compare them to like Dove, or compared to Secret, and it's just different. And their creativity and their thoughtfulness for our bodies and our melanin is really what keeps me and motivates me to be a consumer of Shea Moisture, being one. I haven't really seen Madam TJ Walker. I've seen it a couple years ago on shelves, but I haven't seen it lately. But I'm sure it's still, if she manages it, it's still a company somewhere. But Shea Moisture for sure is what I go to for my skincare, vitamin C serum. It's my lotion. It's my deodorant. All of those things. It's my shampoo. Like Shea Moisture is everything in this household. So yes, we appreciate Miss Cara and Richie Lou Dennis. One, creating Shea Moisture, and two, for growing the company and allowing a woman of her caliber to reign and as the CEO. It shows because the company looks and has been, impactful over the years, and in my life especially. I feel like if you have two or three or four products of any brand, it's $1 billion brand in your house. Like if you have that in your house, it's $1 billion brand. She doesn't really need an introduction, but the queen herself, like we are talking about Rihanna right now. She is the powerhouse $1 billion brand, launching Savage Fenty, and she also launched the Fenty Beauty brand, which Fenty Beauty brand is a $1 billion brand valuated right now. Although, if we want to get into something really quickly, in my research, because I research and I care about what y'all listen to, and I don't just get on here for play. Um, I saw that LVMH, which is the company that holds Louis Vuitton, Fenty, all your faves luxury brands, they were trying to sell their 50% stake in Rihanna's Fenty Beauty. When I kept digging, honestly, because I wanted to give y'all the tea and I wanted to give y'all the update, but it didn't say why. And that why is important because why? 50 Rihanna remains 50% stakeholder in Fenty Beauty. Um, but Savage X Fenty is a company that was invested into by partners like Jay Z's Marcy Venture Capital and Rihanna. And this company actually did, I believe, one round of funding um, to launch Savage X Fenty, which is a household lingerie and comfort wear brand. Two different categories of business. Um, this Fenty Beauty is a privately held company. Savage X Fenty is it's a privately held company, but it's through American um, an American business model. And while the LVMH is a international business model, I believe it's in. I don't want to give you the wrong name. But it's an international business model, so it's not the same, if that makes sense. But yes, Rihanna built herself up from a immigrant from Barbados to a billion-dollar woman in less than 20 years. And Rihanna, I believe, came before the digital era. So that wealth was bursting. Like everybody became a billionaire shortly after Rihanna did her last album. And I think that Rihanna has been groomed and well fed and well nourished in her career. I feel like the Jay-Z brand did well by her career and allowing her to flourish and become a CEO of her own brand. One thing that sets Rihanna apart from other CEOs is she hasn't taken her foot off of the brand. She's been, for the last 8 years, post the pandemic and everything like that, Fenty Beauty has dominated in categories such as foundation, lip balm, lip liners, all of those great products. And the more that I shop her products, the more I fall in love with the quality and the experience. It's giving me different ways to wear makeup. It's giving me confidence in her products. And I believe that the Fenty Beauty brand, with it launching into body care and it launching into sprays and things like that. I thought it was just going to be a makeup brand, and the fact that it has progressed into such a brand like sprays and body wash and mist and hair, that takes that brand to a billion-dollar brand because it's dominating in several sectors across the market. And I feel like Rihanna has not shied away from being the face of the brand, and she continues to show up for her brand year after year, campaign after campaign, photo shoot after photo shoot, launch after launch, drop after drop. And I feel like that's what my goal is with Sweet Millionaire Formula, is to show up for the brand, to become a network, and to open the door for other women to have a PIR, which is my favorite segment on the show, is for women to have a passive income ratio, which allows you to have 4 to 5 streams of income, which doubles your career income, which is your active income ratio, your job. Your passive income ratio is what you do outside of your job. And structure and have a framework for that is going to be my purpose, so that you can take yourself from local, everyday working American to a international entity. That's what we're working on. And so I'm super excited to continue to bring you guys the knowledge. But yes, Rihanna, she hasn't stopped. Like she built Fenty Beauty, she built Freedom, she built lingerie, she built music, all under the ownership, under the umbrella of ownership. And that's billionaire behavior. So we know that good credit opens doors, but ownership keeps them open. So stay ready.